This past weekend, we had the 2023 Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting, and Buffett is a big dividend guy. That's really how he makes his money. In addition to just holding for the long term. So this article is, or rather, this video is coming from Yahoo Finance, Buffett's biggest holdings, and did a video some months ago, and it was crazy. The top, say, three stocks that he owns consist of the bulk of his dividends. Let's get into the video.
Away from the Berkshire annual shareholder meeting, let's take a step back to understand what's behind the Oracle of Omaha's success. Here's Yahoo Finance's Josh Schaefer.
Yeah, so Warren Buffett bought Berkshire Hathaway in 1965, and it's skyrocketed since. Berkshire's done so well, it's even outperformed the S&P 500. The compound annual gain of Berkshire shares is 19.8% since he bought the company, compared to the S&P at just 9.9%. So let's take a closer look at the stocks behind Berkshire Hathaway's wild success. Apple is by far Berkshire's largest holding, with almost 40% of its total portfolio. Buffett has cited faith in the tech giant's dominance in the market, noting the unmatched popularity of course, the iPhone. Bank of America is Berkshire's second largest holding, with 11% of the company's portfolio. Buffett's boasted about CEO Brian Moynihan's management style and his ability to clean things up after the great financial crisis. Chevron takes up almost 10% and is one of the newer additions to the Berkshire portfolio. Buffett first snagged shares of the energy company in 2020 and has been bullish on the space since, as he's been buying up large chunks of fellow energy giant Occidental Petroleum over that same time period. Then there's the Oracle's longtime favorite, Coca-Cola, with 8.51% of the Berkshire portfolio. Buffett is such a fan of the brand, he's rumored to drink 5 cans of Coke per day. And finally, there's American Express, representing roughly 7.5% of the company's portfolio. Buffett explains that he holds American Express simply because you can't create another American Express.
So when it comes to banks, does Buffett have any other favorites, Josh, besides the Bank of America?
So he holds Bank of America, of course, but there were some other favorite Buffett investments and ones that he's looked at in the past. You remember he helped out Salomon Brothers back in the 1990s. He injected $5 billion in Goldman Sachs during the turmoil of 2008, but he's since gotten out of those bets. He no longer holds Goldman Sachs, and we heard him talk recently about the current financial crisis or banking crisis.
So, I did a little bit of research, and I had no idea that Moody's and HP was also a top holding of Warren Buffett. So I don't think I never analyzed Moody's. Looked at HP before, but let's do it right now. This is Moody's, and we're going to start with the monthly chart. And I like to do my football analogy. Right, we have one end zone, and the other end zone is right here, which is also a nice monthly resistance level. And you can say that from a secular picture, obviously price is in an uptrend. And so, this recent decline could just be a pullback. All right, let's go down to the weekly chart. All right, so I see some buyers on the weekly chart. Right, you had a rally in price, one basic candle and a rally out. However, this rally out was short-lived. Could not take out the most recent pivot high. So that lowers the probability of this level holding, but nevertheless, it is a level of interest. Weekly buyers at the 257 level. I'm not even going to worry about prices on the upside, as again, this is the level that needs to be breached before considering other levels above. You do have a couple of gap fills that need to occur. One at 350, one at near the 370 level. You do have a nice reversal pattern in this M pattern up above, which also was a double top. All right, let's go down to the daily chart. And we can, oh, here we go. Here's the level. I love it. Look at that volume. Gap up. For me, this strengthens the weekly level. Sometimes you have to be a surgeon and look at the charts from different pictures, different angles. In this case, different time frames. Let's see here. Oops. All right, I like to put my zones in on the daily chart in blue. And we'll say 264. All right. So what makes this level picture perfect? Well, first, the daily buyer's levels within a weekly buyer's level. You have basin before a gap. Nevertheless, this gap takes out the most recent pivot high to the left. I love the setup. All right, and the other stock that's a top holding of Warren Buffett is HPQ. And if we start with the monthly chart, my eyes gravitate to a more recent monthly level. Look at that beautiful level. Picture perfect. And we'll monthly buyers level at $24. When was this? Had to be, oh, pandemic lows. And that setup worked beautiful. All right. Right now we can see price on the monthly chart is respecting this uptrend line. Let's go to the weekly chart. We can see price needs to fill this gap. Has attempted several times. Right, so you have some resistance on the weekly chart right now at the $31 level. All right, let's go down to the daily chart. Just trying to look at the pattern. I mean, you have an upward bias. I wouldn't say you have an uptrend because you haven't made a subsequent higher high. These have been pretty much equal highs. I mean, if you want to call that a higher high, this is a higher low, higher low. But for the most part, for me, these are equal highs. So you have consolidation occurring, right? Let's just go back to the weekly for a second. Right, so typically this is ascending triangle, and I believe this serves as resistance, and maybe price declines, right, as the volatility decreases and prices and the price range gets tighter and tighter. However, this is all range bound, and you want to play the extremes, right? Short at 31, buy at 24. That's it for now. It was very interesting just kind of paying attention to all the action that was happening in Omaha. I learned a lot about Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger and Berkshire Hathaway's history and their philosophy and what they currently hold in their portfolio. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.